difficult.
Yeah. Hector did gain proficiency with thieves. He doesn't have any.
Meanwhile, I
still-
mentioned that Melano could create some thieves' tools for Hector.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I kind of did some of the math on it. If, like, I did enhance ability, and I had the, what's it?
Guidance.
Guidance, yeah. If I had guidance, enhance ability, it might be around, like, a 1 in 3 chance of success.
Zuleika says, I'm afraid to have you try. The times that I have attempted to remove it, I have been pierced by vicious spikes that grew from it. It would probably hurt us both. She then says, if you think you can do it, I would allow you to experiment since we are in a safe place now. But I do know where the key is. Hero wears it around his neck with my holy symbol. He never takes either of them off.
Well,
I mean,
I think I'll only have a 1 in 3 chance, even if we stack the odds.
I do not relish those spikes in my neck again.
I'd say we don't risk it. Getting rid of Kirill is on our agenda.
Unless we have somebody else's... unless... Does Nyx have any spells that might help?
I remember it mentioning that
It's-
spells don't work.
Aqua's not.
No, I
immune
mean
to knock.
spells to boost my odds.
Yeah. Oh.
What kind of spells are you looking for again?
I already have it. I already be able to get advantage.
I have.
I don't
haste.
think there's guidance for wizards, and even if there was, I don't think you can stack 2 of them.
No, I have
Yeah.
haste and counterspell. Those are pretty much the only.
I mean, you could also. I guess the only thing that you have that could come up is if you roll well for your subclass. I forgot what it's called. Your 2 rolls that you do.
Divination.
Divination, yeah.
Melano used her lay on hands already, but she could stand at the ready to heal Zuleika if we were to test it on her. If she were willing, instead of us trying on Ilya first.
I do not think that I would be knocked unconscious simply by the first try, but perhaps another one might be too much.
Well, if we could get your help to take down Kirill, that'd be a good way to get it off Ilya.
When the time comes, I will certainly stand with you against Kirill. If you bring Emil.
I'd say we. But yeah,
Did you
I'd
make
say
a
we
contract for her?
Yeah, I wrote her a contract about getting her husband back.
Yeah. Then she would actually pull that out. She says, I will hold you to this.
Of course, company standard.
But
Well,
yeah,
we
I
didn't
think
agree to the deal for getting that pendant,
yeah.
but I think we
didn't
should
do
still
that.
try.
But we'll
I put it in the contract.
Well, you didn't make the deal with Mother Knight, the oath with
Yeah,
Mother Knight.
that's what
so
I'm
that
saying.
shouldn't be in the contract.
Because I was worried if what if Emil already died or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny way for us to have a game over.
Do you like say that out loud, or are you saying it out of game?
I'm saying it out of character.
Okay.
I guess it's best to try to unlock it in the morning when Nyx has her potent dices then.
probably be a good idea too.
So we probably need to set up a to-do list because are we planning on killing him, replacing getting rid of the werewolf boss now, or are we going to stuff I need to deliver.
We should make sure Krezik is also protected,
Yeah,
too.
agreed.
And then we also have to meet with the Undead Knights Order.
And then don't we also have coming up slowly our meeting with Strahd?
We do.
Well, I have to sneak some stuff into the abbey. I'm just trying to get us like a schedule of like what we're gonna hit first. And kind of like, you know, that way we kind of have a checklist of goals to accomplish.
What do you mean, sneak into the abbey?
No.
I hope you're not gonna piss off the abbot too much. We still need her.
No, I just have to deliver a present of my own, but I don't want Captain Holy Roller to come and get in the way of that, so I gotta figure some things out. I do need a distraction though to make that work.
I
Well,
guess
you
I
ordered.
come along with you.
Nyx is infected. She could be the
Oh, yeah,
distraction.
that would also be a good distraction as well.
Good, yeah.
You are agreed on long resting, right?
Yeah.
We could use that long rest, yes.
Yeah.
Nobody in this house is going to stop you, so if everybody retires at this point, you can long rest, and then we could pick up from the following day.
I do want to talk to the Krezikovs and Zuleika again. Basically, I want to touch base and ask Dimitri if he's considered my offer.
How about they meet you in the morning?
Sounds good.
Alright, so everybody go ahead and update your long rests. And then, so in the morning, I think they kind of gather around like breakfast that Anna has set up, and Dimitri and Zuleika are kind of catching up a little bit. And if you want, you can sidle over and talk to me.
Well, isn't this just a heartwarming, family reunion? So glad we could make this work out. I was wondering.
We use those on the enemies.
Yeah. I was wondering if Burgermeister Dimitri, you had time to consider that offer I presented to you before, or at least what we talked about earlier about, possibly embracing one's shadow, so to speak.
It seems that if what Zuleika tells me is true, even if I were to want to do this, and I'm not sure that I would turn away from my father's wishes to do it, I think it would take a very long time, months or years.
That's fine. He kind of turns to Zuleika. Have you had any opportunity to read the proposition?
What was the proposition you gave her?
I gave her a copy of
Oh, yes. Okay, she nods her head and she says, I must be honest, I think that this is not likely to appeal to my pack.
If anything, give the opportunity to present the options to fair employment. Give me an opportunity to at least try to recruit. I think the benefits would go.
The thing is, we value our freedom. We were even considering leaving the valley recently. I find it very unlikely that certainly Kirill would never want to, but even if Emil were leader of the pack, he would never want to mix with the Lachians.
Well, see, we're looking at it the wrong way. In fact, I'm giving you more. I'm giving you the entirety of the wood. Not to mention the entirety of it, but more or less offering an opportunity for individuals who want to help them. This isn't, how do I explain this? I've come to the understanding that ravens and wolves have a mutually beneficial relationship. They intermingle with wolves. In exchange, they show them where there's carcasses and alert them to dangers. I'm not offering to like own any of you. I'm just offering to be the raven for your pack.
I'm not sure what you mean about ravens, but I can tell you that we are quite safe on our own. We don't benefit so much from permission from Valachians on where we might go, or from mutual safety through mutual protection. Emil and truly I consider them weak.
Oh, I agree. That's why I come to you right now. Because between the two of us, I think we could not only turn Valachi into a safe place, I think we could turn the whole realm into a safe place.
I would not make decisions for the pack either way. Emil would have to do that. You would have to speak to him.
Well, I appreciate the consideration. We'll, fortunately, we'll bring him back soon. But if the opportunity turns out to be more that you might be just consider the offer as a chance of mutual benefit.
She nods her head. She doesn't say any more about it, though.
I feel like this is probably the most far-fetched for Hog's ideas.
We'll see.
Not Melano's anxiety shooting up for the roof first thing in the morning.
I think her head pops up for a moment and she says, I believe that at the very least, if you were to rescue Emil, he would probably owe you at least some debt.
I do like debts, at least when other people have them. I'll take that into consideration. Don't you worry. We will do everything within the company's power to return your dapper husband back to you. Dapper, is that appropriate? Anyway.
Well, we'll see what we can do. There's already many things we might have to retrieve from Castle Ravenloft, if we even have the chance.
We have quite the itinerary, but let me tell you, your husband, one of the top.
She smiles at that, and then she finishes her side of the conversation. She doesn't say more.
Cog turns around, walks a few steps, like, all right, we need to get the Abbey. I gotta freaking make this work. We're on a tight deadline, people.
Well, if you want a distraction, I think Nyx will be the best, since she is once again bitten by a werewolf.
She seems prone to that.
Or we could stage it if we're giving one of the lectures about love and all.
Well, we need someone to keep the abbot away so that me and Mel over here can talk to Vasilka and do some minor installments, so to speak.
I don't think you'll want us to talk to her for a while.
Yeah, if I would like to do some sneaking to try to get her around. As long as the
Okay,
abbot's too busy, we
it sounds like it sounds like Cog that this may be best a solo mission, considering
agree.
how metallic you are.
Oh my god, she called you a clunker.
Are you suggesting that I can go in there?
You are quite noisy, Hog.
Clunky even.
Hey, at least I'm proportionally accurate, Captain. Lean to the side.
I don't know, you're looking kinda dent over there.
Well, you know, it's been a busy week. Cog hands
Remind
the
me to get those
wrist
dents out a bit later.
blade. Cog hands the wrist blade to Mel. He goes, I need you to install this.
Okay. Mel sticks it in her bag of holding. Alright,
Oh.
I plan to.
Mel, how fast you reckon you can install that?
I'll need about 5 minutes, I think.
Well, problem is, the abbot is quite powerful and was able to heal like 2 of our wounds within seconds, so I need a better distraction.
Maybe we can ask him for a sermon. He seems megalomaniac enough to be willing to do that. We can tell him that Azrael's a sinner and wants to hear a message from the Black Lord. That sounds great.
I'll consider that, I guess.
Before we head over there, let me create my tools real quick.
Right.
I'll then spend like the next 10 minutes creating her tools for installing the.
He does also
2
consider
twos,
Hector
wow.
being the chosen one, so I don't know. Maybe he wants to have a conversation.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm that religious.
Well, I didn't say you had to agree with him. I just said you need to tell him you want to talk.
I suppose.
I didn't say
Although
get
we-
baptized.
We could bring up the things we learned about in the spiritual
You don't
activities.
I don't know if you would want to hear that from us.
I mean, we have to start somewhere. Try to help the abbot out. And speaking of helping the abbot out, why are you insistent on giving this wrist blade to?
Consider recent information. I find protection would be something in good faith. Cog, do they have paper in Crescent? Like regular paper?
I think they might have parchments, and if not that, they might have got some paper from the Vistani.
Okay. Cog, unfortunately, outside of teaching her how to do it himself, Cog writes a detailed description of all of the, like, sensitive artery points in, like, 3 different humanoid races.
You want me to just draw a medical diagram?
Oh, can you do that? That'd be great.
But you do realize you won't ever use it. He's not the type of person to use a weapon.
Better she have it and not use it than not need it and not use it. So, or not have it. So, yeah, medical diagram would be great. The important ones, namely humans and gnomes. I don't know if the biology changes very much between the two, but
Well, never met a gnome cog.
I don't know. I
it's the same.
have an odd feeling about this. I feel like we're putting her in more danger than protecting her by giving a weapon.
That is also what I'm worried about.
Just right on the bottom, burn this parchment at her.
If he does find out we've been meddling more, then she may be getting more punishment.
That's why it's very important that Mel does as good a job as I'm sure she will.
I
I mean,
will
it's-
do
it's-
my best on this fast run construct surgical procedure, I guess.
I mean, logistic aside, how do you feel about this morally, Mel? Do you feel like you're putting her in more danger than protecting her by giving her a weapon?
Yeah, I kind of do, but
Then I guess I'll have to trust you then.
Well, there is another option. If we do find this artifact at Strahd's castle, and return it, and he does return to his senses, then we could give her anything we want then at that point, without worry of bringing more harm to her.
Depending on how much sense he actually has, but it's gonna be a while
It's
since
not-
he's back over here. But
It's not like he's gonna do anything to her for a while. From what I remember, she is scheduled for a heart transplant in 11 days.
yeah, I gotta check and see if they've built the new one yet.
Well, what I'm saying is we could try after our visit to Strahd, when we might have that statuette.
I'm on Hector on this one.
Cog is torn because Cog, like, for him, it's like, yeah, but I want her to have something now in case he tries something and she can shake him in the neck.
Esmeralda, overhearing this part, says, "Do you not sense what I sense about him? That he's extremely powerful?"
I sure did.
He is extremely powerful. I could tell
I
as much.
definitely sense that.
Me too.
In the event that he should threaten her, do you think a knife will make much difference?
That's a very good point.
It is.
No. I mean, a gun made 0 difference for me against hags, so
My point exactly.
Cog sits for a minute and just kind of like, there's like a big like plume of steam comes out from one of the in his back. And he's like, fine, whatever. Your points are
In that case, we'll
sound.
wait for any of this until we can get the statuette first. And hopefully that will return him to his senses.
Yeah, in the meantime, you can have a cool hidden blade.
I already have 2 giant blades. What do I need a hidden one for?
Esmeralda looks at the wound that Nyx received, and she says, "It is certainly lycanthropy. Now that it seems we may be intending to avoid the Abbey for the time being, I think I can help you with this without us going there."
so would
That's
probably be a good idea.
very convenient, yes.
She goes to her equipment that you recovered from the wagon, and she draws one of the 2 scrolls, and she says, "This will remove the curse. Would you like me to do it, Nyx?"
Are there any side effects I should be worried about, or?
You won't feel a thing. She
Can
winks.
I examine the scroll?
Nyx kind of gulps and is like, okay.
Well, every good medicine tastes awful.
She hands it over to Melina.
What type of roll would I need to make for examining it? Arcana?
Reading a spell scroll just depends on whether or not you're the kind of class that can cast it. And this is remove curse. So if you have access to that in your spell list, then you can read it.
Don't know if an artificer or as a sorcerer, specifically divine sorcerer origin, if I have access to the spell or not.
You have
I was
like a
thinking-
spell list, right?
Um,
Yeah, it looks like you do. Let me see. Artificer spell list.
Oh yeah, Hector does.
could also check her divine sorcerer wise too, since I am divine origin as well.
Yeah, you don't have access to that spell. It would just look like a scroll covered in Draconic.
I cannot read this at all, or determine it. She's going to pass it to Hector.
Okay. Did I
You
do
have
an
access
Arcana
to that.
roll or something, or
Is that spell on your spell list?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to recognize that it was that spell written in Draconic as a quick casting spell.
Oh.
You don't
I believe this
necessarily
would
have
do
to
it.
be able to read Draconic for that.
I guess Hector hands it off to Nick. It should do the trick.
You hand it to me?
Actually, I guess I could cast it.
Try and memorize it. Maybe I could create some scrolls another time, if this would be a handy object for us as a group.
I think you need to have Arcana. Do you have that?
Wait, I
Yes.
think wizards have remove curse, so she could technically copy it down on her spell book.
Oh, they might.
I think she can actually copy it that way, can't she?
Then you
Esmeralda
can-
kind of looks interested in that, and she says, if you need to copy this spell, we do have time. There is no rush to cast it now. I could
That
always do
way.
it later.
You can always remove it yourself if you have to.
It does seem handy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Then let's do that. I guess. Are you good on gold, Nix, to learn it, or?
For the number of times that she's undergone being cursed with lycanthropy, she can take it from the company's expenses for this time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nyx would have to... Nyx would have to go to Velaki to get the components to make the magical ink for it.
She couldn't get them here. Oh. I don't think there's. I don't think we have any more plans here left.
Unless we could find a way to ambush him, I don't think we can take out Hero just like that. I think if you challenge for the pack, that's a one-on-one duel, is what I imagine.
And Nyx is not a werewolf at the moment, like, yet, full flesh.
And they might also require you to be in a werewolf form.
I'm just
And for
very-
Nix to stay sane and a werewolf, she would need to eat a innocent person that did nothing wrong by her.
Undergo months, if not years, worth of devoting herself to a goddess.
No, Cog.
No, Cog.
No! I'm not gonna kill
No.
anybody.
Yeah, wizards have remove curse. I guess we don't have